This series is all about everyday words, phrases and sayings, and how they got here, how they evolved over the centuries, from the very first grunts to grammar, from jargon to technobabble.
Hey now, sing now, let's get away now, away with words. Words like we say each and every day, away with words. What's in a name? What do you say? So many words at the end of the day. I talk, you talk, they talk, we all talk. Away with words. Away with words. Away.
I'm at Holcombe Beach in North Norfolk, where the lovely clean sand is perfect for drawing. Ancient cave paintings from France show that our ancestors drew pictures to represent their experiences. Over thousands of years, these pictures developed into the letters of the alphabet we use today.
Well, letters are one thing, but how on earth did we get words? The dictionary describes a word as a meaningful sound or combination of sounds or its representation in writing. And my friend here, Mugwump, sit down, Mugwump, he can make a sound. Go on, make a sound. Ruff, huff, huff. All right, I'm stupid. Well, he can make a sound, but it's not particularly meaningful to us or interesting. Come on, Mugwump, let's go and have a run on the beach. Here you go.
A dog's communication skills are limited, but it can still convey a basic range of messages.
For example, a dog can show you he's pleased to see you, and he can say an amazing amount with his eyes. Don't you? What? You're kidding. You don't want me to run around all over there again, do you? This is Mugwump. His name comes from an American politician's slang word for someone who sits on the fence. Apparently because his mug is facing one way and his wump is facing the other. I don't think there's an awful lot in that, actually. What do you reckon we should do? You want to go running down there again? Bored? Well, it suits me.
Humans, on the other hand, have developed a far more complex system of language.
For example, take Mugwump. Is he a dog, a hound, a mutt, man's best friend? I hardly think so. Or simply just another member of the genus Canidae.
All these phrases refer to the dog, but use different words to do so. Where's he gone now?
Come on, boy. There. I know you're worn out. It's been a tough day. I can see why they call you Mugwump. Your mug face is one way and the wump the other. Oh, well.
In the same way that the English have many words for dog, the Aborigines have 14 words for hole, and the Eskimos have umpteen words for snow. Language expands and contracts to fit the needs of the people using it. But how did all this language get regulated? The simple answer is the printed word. This is Gerald's printing works in Norwich. These days, it's hard to imagine a world without the printed word. No newspapers, no books, no posters. Well, before Johann Gutenberg found another use for an old wine press in the mid-15th century, the printed word was very rare indeed. Everything had to be handwritten. I'm on my way to Gerald's Museum of Printing to have a look at some of the earlier techniques. As far as printing goes, Europeans were relatively late starters. People in the Far East had been using printing techniques involving movable type for thousands of years. They cut figures into wood blocks and set them in sand. Gutenberg and the other early printers replaced the wood with lead. They took the new lead type and firmly placed it on a machine that resembled a wine press. The type was then inked, the paper laid, and pressed into position. I wonder if there's a velvet glove press. Silly idea. The crucial difference between Gutenberg's press and its Far Eastern predecessor was that Gutenberg had only 26 letters of the alphabet. The hundreds of Chinese pictograms were nowhere near as flexible.
Literally taking a pull as far as it can lift.
Like my first kiss. As the old printer's saying goes, with my 26 soldiers of lead, I have conquered the world. This is the typesetting room. This is a typeface. A typeface. Typos in Greek means struck, driven, or moulded. And since moulds are cast, when a type is cast, it can be used to run off many, many copies, rather like a jobbing actor who is said to be typecast. The letters P and Q are very difficult to tell apart, especially when they're back to front, and so, for that matter, are the letters B and D. But for some reason, the saying, mind your P's and Q's, has stuck as meaning, take care. And speaking of taking care, this looks a tricky little device with attitude. Most typefaces are named after the printers who designed them. This is Gill Sans, named after Eric Gill, who also designed another typeface called Joanna, named after his daughter. But how do parents choose the names for their children? The most popular names for new babies last year were Sophie and Jessica for girls, and Jack and Daniel for boys. But what about this year? I've popped into the Attleborough Mother and Baby Clinic to ask the mums about their children's names.
Annabelle, how did you set about choosing your baby's name?
Well, we were thinking about her name this time last year when we first found we were expecting her. We found Helena, and we just thought it was such a beautiful name.
Yes.
And my second name is Elizabeth, so we put Helena Adelaide Elizabeth, and we thought they looked quite nice together and rather unusual.
What about Alicia down there?
Alicia.
What's your other name, Alicia?
Poppy.
Oh, Poppy, that's a lovely
Alicia
name.
Poppy.
Hello? Yeah?
What's her name?
His name's Caleb.
Oh, Key.
Caleb, yeah.
Caleb?
Yeah.
What made you choose Caleb?
I'm Christian and I go to chapel and it's just a Bible name. It's the Bible, yeah. So that's why we chose it.
Your little boy, what's his name?
He's Harvey.
Harvey, eh? So, what do you think of it so far, Harvey? I don't know. I just learnt this from a dog.
Babies make word-like sounds at around 12 months, and words with meaning at around 18 months. Often mama and dada are the first words, because they are the easiest to say.
The rapid development of language between the ages of 2 and 6 is one of the most staggering things about human development, and it's still not fully understood.
A bit like me.
Rat? No, it's a rabbit. Rabbit. Bus. Bye-bye.